Hello, good morning to you. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. I hope all you lot are doing well. Do you know what? It absolutely pains me when I hear of so-called boxing coaches claiming you should be doing this, you should be doing that, when it's all a load of rubbish. These type of individuals, okay, are nothing more than PE teachers. They have never tasted what it's like to clamber up underneath the canopy with all the lights on and all the darkness all around, fighting in the square ring. Competitively, I'm talking about, not going down to the gym to have a little spa and a little play. I'm talking about clambering up into that ring, walking up those steps and through the ropes into that ring, that square ring. Because I think if they had, they wouldn't come out with such stupid, silly, inane comments. The first thing I want to deal with is plyometrics. Now, I was watching a YouTube video earlier today, which I thought was absolutely wonderful, produced by the fantastic HIIT, High Intensity Training. I forget the chap's name, but I listened to it and I thought, how brilliant. They were talking about the value of eccentric training. And I thought to myself, that's where it's at for strength training, as sure as anything. That's where it's at. They were talking about a company which I think are pretty good, to be honest with you. MedX, MEDX, MedX have produced this contraption that can be fitted to motors, whereby, say you're going out with a machine press of say 100 kilograms, it will detect that is like you're on the concentric limit, and then it will add weight. So when you're coming back down, right, it goes on the eccentric, okay, back down. Now, as far as I can make out, you can do repetitions with this. Again, we go back out on the concentric, it's 100, and then when it comes back down, say it's 125 kilograms. And that, my friends, that is where the beauty of this utilizing the stretch shortening cycle is so prevalent. Not all this junky jarry business of plyometrics, because that is just, as they say, rightfully say, will eventually jack you up and cause macro damage. Micro damage is acceptable. Macro damage is outside the genre of the actin and myosin filaments, and it is muscular strain, connective tissue strain. But that is what plyometrics you do. You jump down and you leap up, which is, it's got no bearing on strength training. When you're going out, you're pressing out with say 100 kilograms, and then you come back, and now it's coming back. Now it's the negative. Now you could not press that back at 125 kilograms. But therein is the bit that we want. That's the thing that we want. Don't need to have this jolting stuff, because we're producing strength. right? Strength. When you start weighting it with body weight or other, you are creating, when it gets to that stage, that stopping stage, and then that, because you need to cut down the amorization. Get it out. AMORIZ. AMORIZATION. It's where it stops. It's that bit between it stops and that. And this is what they're saying the plyometrics is. That it gives you that sort of jolting sensation. But I don't like them, plyometrics, for that very reason. That is where you can cause damage. That bit, that part there, that part there, that part there, coming down. Let's just call this amortization phase, which I can hardly pronounce. Just call it the A phase. Coming down, the eccentric phase, the eccentric phase. Now you stop, pause, in this type of eccentric turn, and then go back up and push it back up with as much force as you can. But in the plyometrics, you go bang, 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 and that bit where you stop there and there, that is the bit where you will cause a lot of damage. A lot of damage, folks. I'm telling you. And it only really is people that don't understand boxing that will incorporate these types of drills, these types of exercises. I have always said, keep strength training for the weights gym, right? You don't need to do all these hundreds and hundreds of press-ups all over the place. Get under a football bar. You know these football bars? You can hold like that. Get under a football bar with some weight on it and some chains on it and a resistance band on it, and go back down, and back again. You can get on the medics, fantastic, back, and then push it back up again. And I'm telling you, that is all the strength you will need, amongst other exercises, right? Medics, I don't know why, it just seems to be overshadowed by a lot of the other makes, Nautilus, Precure, Cybex, them type of fitness equipment manufacturers. But this is special getting that. So it comes back down, and it's more because of that, because it's lengthening here, it's stretching all here, so that when you're doing your punching, yep, the hooks, do you get me? Hooks the body, hook to the face, hooks over the top. What's it doing? I'm coming out a bit for more thing. What's that hook doing? What's that hook doing? There, back, there. The strengthening part of it, folks, is this bit that you need. You don't necessarily need that. You need speed with that. And that's whereby when you get into doing your skills training, now you're going to get the speed, because you're on the speed ball. Bam, 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 you know, bam, 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 bam. All this one, bam, 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 bam. Then you get onto heavy bag, contrasting it with heavy bag. Bam, 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 bam. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This. Forget about the retraction bit. Just look at this bit. This bit needs to be sharp. It needs to be quick. Jabbing in there. Jab, 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 jab. It needs to be fast. And that is what you do when you are honing your skills training. From everything from sparring on the pads, you name it. when you're doing your strength training, I'm telling you something for nothing. Here's a tip for you from an old fool. If you can get hold of that MedX equipment, turf out all the rest of the other trash, and get this MedX stuff with that 100 kilograms out in the concentric, 125 back, because it's that bit, that extra bit that you need to work intensively. But you won't work it intensively if you try and lower it down at 100 kilograms, and you will not be able to push back 125 if your 1 rep maximum is 100 kilograms. You got it? It won't happen. You've got to have that. So you've got to get that. You've got to get that. Same with the squats. You've got to get that. As you're going down in the eccentric phase, the stretching part of it. Let's use 125 again as the example. As you come up 100, you explode up. Bam! As fast as you can. If it's a 1 rep max, you won't be flying like a rocket, will you? But you will continue to go up fast, never to full extension. And then you come back down again. You feeling it. That is the same with the bicycle. That is the essence of successful strength training. For anyone, a baby boomer, a world-class boxer, getting themselves strong and fit and ready for their next fight, head for MedX, MEDX. And I hold no allegiance to MedX. They don't pay me any money. They don't even know me. They don't pay me any money. I told you these videos were right. We don't woof around to make it all fluffy and dream world for you. If you don't like it, switch off. That's all you've got to do. But if you don't like the truth, that's the thing. A lot of people just don't like hearing the truth. And that's the truth. There's your essence of the sports training that you need. You do not need plyometrics. Ballistics, maybe, with a light medicine ball, maybe I can see that. Because it's that now. Now you're giving it that explosive business, but you're letting it go. You're letting that little medicine ball go. When this comes back, there's the intensity. What's in there? That's what you need for your strength training. Skills training. Skills training is just so obvious it's untrue. If you're a fighter and you're a boxer, you need to spar, don't you? You need to get on the pads, focus mitts, don't you? With your coach tutoring you. You need to get on the heavy bag, don't you? You need to get on the speed ball, don't you? You need to do your shadow boxing, don't you? You need to do skipping, don't you? And finally, if you want the flow bit, with the spine, let the spine. This is all the yuppies. Why does YouTube allow them such a platform? They're idiots. They're a bunch of idiots. Get in and do some swimming. If you can't swim, then get a float between your legs and forget about the half and just do the front crawl. Now look, anyone here tell me what's happening to my spine? Anyone? You get a Tufty badge if you can get it right. Anyone? Smash my hand. This way. This way. Smash my hand. I can see myself knocking something else over to it. Can you see me all right? What's this? I'm going like this because I've got another desk here, right? You get me? What's happening? Can you see my shoulders? I'm on my back now in the water. What was happening to my spine? Yes, well done. It was rotating. It was flowing. Brilliant stuff. So you have got all your facets of training that you ever need. And you can actually take this blueprint away from fighting and say, right, I'm going to do some heavyweight training and then I'm going to go for a swim. Up and down. Was it Eddie Hall? Is it Eddie Hall, the strong guy? Very, very accomplished swimmer. Do you know what he says? He says, I would always finish off my strongman training with a swim. Because what's this doing? You can't see my lumbar region. But what's it doing? As I'm going through the water, this is the front crawl. What's it doing? To my spine. It's going like this, isn't it? And what that does is that massages all the smaller intervertebral muscles, tendons. There's I forget what they're called now, but it doesn't matter, but I do know what I'm talking about. So you want flow, do you? You've done your strength training, you've done your stamina training and skills training. The stamina and skills training will overlap into each other. It just has to. If you've done 5 rounds on the heavy bag, 5 rounds on the speed bag, 5 rounds of shadow boxing, 5 rounds on the pad, 5 rounds of sparring. If you've done nearly 20 rounds in a boxing session, you are conditioned to fight. So now you want something. I'm not saying you plug it in at the end of all that because you're going to be so fucked. You want to get home and just relax and put your feet up. But there might be a day or two where you can do this. Get in and swim. Even if you can't swim, why not? And you don't even feel confident about putting a float between your legs. Why not? Just get into the water. Rocky Marciano is reputed for doing this, or was it Jack Dempsey? I know one of them did, and they would get into the water. They would submerge down to the shoulders at the shallow end, so the shoulders are underneath. Don't forget it's anti-gravity, so even if you're a big 6'5", it don't matter. Your weight's going to be supported, so you down, and then just give it some of that in underneath the water. Don't let them come up out of the water, just underneath the surface of the water. Right. What's happening to the spine? What's happening to the spine? Anyone? Tell me? Anybody? Yes, it's moving. Of course it is. So, lead the strength training to the weight room, right? You can get hold of MedX. Get hold of MedX. Make sure you get the latest version of the MedX, because as I understand, allegedly they are incorporating this eccentric phase. That's what you want to ask. Has it got the eccentric phase increase on it? And make sure you remember get it, because it is dynamite. You can do the same with a barbell, with mates, to either end burn. But that's what you want when you're in the strength. You need that eccentric strength. Ballistic strength, just throw the medicine ball at the wall. Throw it to your partner. Throw it and throw it back. Right? You do not need plyometrics. You do not need to do thousands of press-ups, burpees. One thing I did miss out, you do need to do your core training, yes. And we'll cover that another time. Strength training for the strength room. Boxing training for the boxing gym. And your flow work, get in the water. It's a superb swimming, is a superb anti-gravity sport. And if you can't swim, just do what I just showed you. Okay, I could, if I really wanted to upset the apple cart, copy you in the video that I saw, but you'll find it, I'm sure. And my best advice to you would be to ignore, because they don't know what they're talking about. We don't profess at Trademark Boxing to have all the answers. And we are like a sponge ready to learn. And there have been people just over the last 48 hours. One chap, a boxing coach, 78 years of age. I will tell you his name, Frank Gilfeather. And he's showing me this. I'm thinking, what were the mechanics of the Rocky Marciano, Susie Q? Show me this. Teddy Atlas, showing this. It's a half crescent move. So we are learning all the time. But we know a lot more than the PE teachers, right? Okay, enough said. Have a great weekend, everybody. Sorry about the rant. Take it easy. Ciao.